I was trying to pick that up towards the end.
You were smashing it.
Meanwhile.
Hello and welcome to the Pit Lane Collective Racing. We're back at Three Sisters Circuit in Wigan on a glorious afternoon in the UK, and we're about to hit the track. Joining me today are Ryan from Ryan Goes Karting and Kyle, better known as Perico Karting. We've booked onto a standard 20-minute arrive and drive practice session, and practice is the name of the game today because Ryan hasn't actually driven this circuit at all, and neither Ryan or Kyle have driven it in the wet.
Huh?
Don't destroy me too bad.
You'll see me in a barrier somewhere, it's fine.
And while that might sound like me just being humble, I haven't had the best luck here in the wet recently either.
Bruh.
So without further ado, let's just head out onto the track and see what we're working with. There's been a mini motorbike championship running at Three Sisters, and they've got an event later on in the week. So they've been doing practice laps, and apparently some of the bikes have been dropping a bit of oil on the track. So as we head out, even though the track's wet, it's insanely slippery. I don't think I've ever felt the track surface this slippery before. So this is going to be interesting.
There's no grip. Oh my god.
I do love a good challenge, but I wonder how Kyle and Ryan are getting on up ahead. We've got to catch them first though, so let's try and find the grip on the outside of this first corner. Up ahead, someone's already gone round, that's spin number 1. Should we throw a counter in for spins? Yeah, why not, let's do it. Why did I do that? That's just going to take me so long to edit. Anyway, we nearly skate off the track going into the left-hander of Luna, and then again I'm proper having to counter steer there, and just managed to grip up before we hit the dirt on the outside of Luna as well. Heading on to the next lap, there's the remnants of spin number 2, and I immediately just understeer completely off the track in sympathy. Typically in the wet, what you're trying to do is stay off the normal racing line, because that's where all the rubber from everyone's tyres will have been embedded into the surface, and it just makes it almost like ice in the wet.
Hello? The door is noisy.
Yeah, you said that already, Alex. Stop interrupting me. What was I saying? Yeah, the normal racing line in these kind of conditions tends to be quite a lot slower. And I don't think I've got the wet lines anywhere near nailed on this track yet, but I enjoy working on it. Anyway, is that a wild Ryan Goes Karting I see up ahead? I think it is. And here's a good example of the differences between trying to take a wet line and taking the normal dry racing line. Ryan hasn't done much outdoor karting at all, and he said he hasn't karted in the wet. So he's taking the normal racing line through this left-hander into Luna, whereas we're going out wide to try and find the grip. And then we're cutting back across all the way over to the left-hand side of the track, whereas Ryan's trying to keep it on the apex there. Unfortunately, I managed to touch the rubber myself and just wash out wide, but you could see there how much time we were able to gain on him. And at the end of the back straight, he moves over to one side to try and wave me past, but I'm already trying to overtake him on the opposite side. So we get a little bit confused and almost trip over each other there. But now we've swapped our positions round, and he gets to sit behind me and watch the lines I'm taking through some of these corners. Down at the end of the Conrod straight, we get to add 2 to our spin counter because Kyle has spun out at one of the trickiest corners on the track, and then this guy in the fluorescent jacket has spun out in sympathy. Honestly, I think part of that just comes down to inexperience. You'd never catch an experienced professional driver such as myself getting caught out and spin. Yeah, you know what, on second thoughts, actually, even the greatest drivers get caught out by conditions every now and again. You've got to go over the limits to find them, or something. Anyway, right, that was embarrassing. Let's carry on. Unfortunately, I've now got quite a bit of work to do if I want to catch back up to Kyle and Ryan. And inside the car, I'm so preoccupied with trying to find the grip that I'm not actually able to provide any interesting insights.
It is sucky slippy.
Yeah, we know, you've said that already. One look at the Delta told me that there was serious lap time gains to be had out here.
How am I still up?
I just needed to nail my lines, find my rhythm, and start pumping in decent laps.
Oh, there we go, there's time.
Oh wow, are you sure you don't want to complain about the levels of grip, Alex? Yeah, there we go. A couple of laps later, I'm starting to close in on Ryan again, but I get an absolute boatload of under and oversteer out of the final corner, go way off the track, And then this guy fancies a bit of an overtake. Fair play, we're going to get a bit of a battle into turn 1. But again, he's on the dry line and on the rubber and he's washing wide. I managed to find the grip on the outside of both of these corners and then just plant my foot on the accelerator and chase after Ryan. We haven't seen that spin counter for a while, but it's time to bring it out of retirement because someone else has lost it at the end of the Conrod Straight. He rejoins nice and safely, staying well out of the way. I know I keep banging on about this wet line versus dry line business, but look at this. I go to the outside of the corner here. Ryan's more on the dry line. And look at the exit I get over him in comparison. He's had to get right out of the throttle there just because he was going to wash wide and follow that other guy who's sort of taken to mowing the grass out there. We're all bunching up into Luna. Ryan's sliding there. I am forced onto the inside line, which is where I don't want to be because I'm just sliding on all this rubber. I can't get my foot down, and Ryan's got a beautiful switchback on me there. But I think on the exit, he just clips the curb on the right-hand side here, gets a bit of oversteer, and comes out of the throttle ever so slightly, so we're able to get a bit of a run on him. But he's going to close us off there, and that is Kyle. Kyle's waiting up for us. This is about to become a three-way battle. Those two stay on the inside. I go right to the outside of the corner, get the switchback of dreams on Kyle there. I'm on his outside now. Am I going to try and go around the outside of Ryan into this final corner as well? Yeah, just about make it stick. As long as I can get it stopped into this final corner, we're running a bit wide, but that's where the grip is. That's okay. Not a great exit though. Ryan's going to be on our inside there. He's got an amazing over and under on us. And then we're going to go side by side into turn 1. I'm right on the outside here. Ryan's going to take the inside. I'm going to go right past him and onto the outside line. There's Kyle. Ryan's hit the rubber. I've hit the rubber. We're all going off the track. That got a bit chaotic, but it's all good. Kyle's still on our inside there, so we're going to have to leave him the room. I'm trying to get the switch back on him here, but I just mess up my positioning, run a bit too deep, and he's on the apex, so we have to back out of it. But we get the second bite of the cherry, we get the second switch back, and we're through. Ryan's now waving me past here. I think he wants to sit behind a little bit more. But he's actually dropped behind Kyle now, and as we go into turn 2, Kyle goes for a lunge down the inside, but I'm able to just hang it all the way around the outside. I've got the confidence on that part of the track, and we're able to keep our position. On the next straight, I've noticed I'm getting away a little bit, so I'm going to pull over to one side, let them back through, and we will resume the battle. This is why I love racing in mixed conditions so much though, because it keeps you on your toes. Look at this, I'm just making a mistake there and running off the track. It's so easy to do. You've got to be on the ball all the time. Look at this, Ryan's nearly gone round as we head into Luna. Oof, bit of relief there, and then he's trying to wave me through, but up ahead, someone's spun. Let's get that spin counter out. I can't overtake under yellows, so I'm just going to sit behind him for a little bit. But yeah, honestly, this is why I'm looking forward to racing so much over this winter, because mixed conditions just create so many more opportunities. Anyone can drop it at any time, and it really just keeps you on your toes. Unfortunately, you have to be quite good to benefit from that, but I'm working on it. Hey, talking of working on it, we've been catching up to Kyle over the last couple of laps, but his lines have really improved already. He's got the hang of this really fast. Here's me just waiting up for Ryan. All right, let's go. This was a fun moment. Ryan's taken, I'm going to say it, Ryan's taken the dry line through that corner, and you can see how wide it's pushed him on the exit, whereas I stayed wide on entry, and I've managed to get the cut back on him. A couple of laps later, it looks like we're about to do the same thing to Kyle, but he actually manages to get a decent exit in the last part of that corner, and I haven't got the speed to pull alongside him, so I just tuck back in behind, and we'll see what happens through turn 1. We've got a slower person in a reflective jacket there. Kyle's run a bit too deep into that first part of the corner, which puts him on the inside, and I'm trying to go all the way around the outside here, and there you go, we managed to get the switch back done on him. Practicing like this is so much fun. I feel like I'm learning loads. I hope the guys are as well. Here I'm just trying to motion to Kyle to stay to the outside, but I don't think he quite picked up on it. It's hard to see hand signals while you're driving this quick. And then yeah, you can see I stay out wide, and I managed to get a much better exit through that corner, whereas he kind of got stuck on the rubber on the inside. And then as soon as you hit that rubber, you just have to back out of the throttle because you're going to understeer off the track. Talking about going off the track, it's time to bring our spin counter out of retirement, because this guy has a big moment right in front of me. Luckily he held on to his brakes there, and so that when he came back round again he didn't spear across the track, because he could have very easily taken us out. Here's me just pulling over, letting Kyle past and hanging back for Ryan, because I think Ryan was finding this a little bit trickier. But in fairness, getting used to wet weather driving and learning a new track at the same time is pretty full on. So, you know, props to him for being as quick as he was. He's definitely much quicker now though. And once again, we're on his tail as we head into turn 1, but we have got a slower person in the reflective jacket right in the middle of the track, which is where we want to position the karts. Look, Ryan's definitely taking a better line through this corner now. He gets a much better exit, but we get an even better one, and we do our own version of the Hakkinen-Schumacher double overtake at Spa. That was good fun. Ryan waves me back through, but I get loads of understeer, which puts me in the wrong position going into Luna, and I just have to try and hang on a little bit here. He's close, but not quite close enough. We managed to get the exit, and then we ran out of laps. That was our 20-minute session over. So I slowed up a little bit to see if Ryan had enjoyed himself. And after giving myself a little bath heading into the pit lane, I was eager to get Kyle's thoughts on how he'd found it as well.
What?
I was trying to pick that up towards the end.
You were smashing it? Mate,
That was fantastic.
it's wild, isn't it?
It's weird because my brain's like racing line.
Yeah.
No.
Nope.
Yeah, he started showing me how it was done towards the end, so I just kept tracking after.
I spun. I overtook you and then just went, nope, into that corner.
Yeah, my strategy in the beginning was to brake hard as until I can feel traction.
Yeah.
Lock the brakes and just go sideways everywhere.
Yeah.
What I was doing.
All we had to do now was look at that hallowed sheet of white paper with all our lap times printed on it and see what positions we ended up in on the leaderboard.
Second.
Thanks very much for watching the video, guys. I appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe and you can see the new ones as they come out. I've got plenty more coming. I'm really excited about them. Make sure you subscribe to Ryan and Kyle. Ryan is Ryan Goes Karting. Kyle is Perico Karting. Ryan, Kyle, cheers for letting me join you guys out on track. That was great fun. Hopefully we get to do it again. And that's about it. I'm going to leave it there. See you in the next one. Bye.